Goodbye Charlie with 2 lobby cards, a signed Debbie book,
Got it.
and
Okay. All right.
I have a surprise to go with it.
I've got those.
You what?
I've got those. But we're going to do all that.
The sound is on right now.
Mine's not. So we're going to do all that after. Okay, I'm going to put you on mute. Okay, so so the signed cards, the signed 4 pieces aren't till after the Goodbye Charlie show, right? Is there water in here? What's running? So it hasn't started the opener, right? I'm just asking.
How much longer does it take?
All right.
Okay, we finally got here.
I know we're here, but what camera? I know. No, I'll go to that one
How
right
about
over
a little
there.
closer?
That's right. Hello, guys. Ah, there we are. Hello and welcome to Saturday night. We are super excited about tonight's show because it's going to be something that is one of my favorites. And so we're going to be talking about and exploring and going backstage and all those kind of things to the movie Goodbye Charlie, which got a lot of attention. Oh, look, see, right here, I have lipstick on my teeth.
You have seaweed.
I didn't eat seaweed.
I know, I'm just saying.
Do you see how things go?
Can I clean it? No, you take it.
No, I can do it. But what? That's so funny because I just brushed my teeth. I wonder what it is.
Smile.
Oh
No smiling. It's still there.
no. Okay. Anyway, we are going to be going to Goodbye Charlie tonight, which is really, really great because I have a personal story about it myself. So I hope I get a chance to tell you about that. But apparently, people really love this film, which is great. And we're going to get to that in just a few minutes. I can't believe it's Saturday. It feels like we were just on this set 2 days ago. Where did the week go?
Went fast. I'm still eating Tony Roma's leftovers from last Saturday night.
You are?
Again.
Okay.
Keep going.
Please just take
Just
it
keep
away
on
for me.
All right,
Take
well,
it away for me.
While I'm working, okay, I'm busy, and you can clean it while I'm. You want to rinse?
No, I'm good.
Anyway, we are going to focus on Goodbye Charlie because we did a little short video on the Goodbye Charlie display, and you can see next to Kat over here that we do have that outfit up on the stage with us right now. We brought it in from the museum area, and we're going to focus on telling stories about that, but showing you things that go with the dress and go with the script and go with the lobby cards and go with the costume sketch. Tell stories, read from Debbie's book. So we'll focus on that. I mean, there was a lot of views on Facebook. I can't explain it. A lot of views that basically broke every record that I'd ever, for any post I ever made. So either it's a fluke or everybody loves Goodbye Charlie, or I don't know what I said, but I'm going to try to expand since you all seem to like what went on. But before we do that,
Well,
I'm going to open this can of Starbucks
okay.
coffee and get my motor
Well,
running.
I just find it fascinating that you never really know what is going to. Nobody that has a YouTube channel or as an influencer.
There's no positive way to know.
You don't know what is going to turn people on. So
That's right.
when we saw how many views that Goodbye Charlie got, it's a non-musical. Some
Well,
people
there's a great
maybe have
theme
never
song.
seen this.
Goodbye, Charlie.
I know.
Sad to see you go.
I love the whole movie. If I could, I'll just tell my personal goodbye, Charlie.
Well, no, because I don't want to do Goodbye, Charlie. I want to start and get out of the way.
Oh, that's right. We have other things we have to do
So,
first.
in case you all didn't notice, other things are going on in the world right now. Obviously, the Midwest and the East are getting hammered with weather, but probably the worst thing that's happening is not closing the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. It's the fires in Southern California.
Well, I'm only here because the airport in Dallas closed.
Right, we
because
weren't
it
even going to have
snowed.
you on the show
Yeah,
tonight.
I was supposed
That's right.
to be there working this weekend.
But what we're going to do tonight is we're going to do 2 live auctions on the show, and anything we raise for those auctions is going to go to the Red Cross. Do we have that website that could be seen? Ryan, could you maybe bring it up on your end and we'll just show people? It's the Red Cross link I sent you, so we'll just show them on your, when we get it, we'll show it to you. But what we're going to do is any money that is raised by the sale of those 2 auction items tonight will go to the Red Cross Fire Victims Fund that they have going right now specifically for Southern
Los
California.
Angeles, right?
But John Haas has also volunteered to double anything that is
Yay, Johnny!
donated. So
Wait, Mark, did you just
now,
raise your hand?
well, that's part of my surprise. Don't jump ahead. You're all ahead of everything.
Oh my God, what's happening?
Well, nothing major, but I'm just saying one at a time. So John has agreed to, so if, for $100 donated for whatever we sell, John's going to double that. And he also is going to double the bonus,
Oh, the donations.
the donations.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
anything donated will also be doubled. And then I called up another friend of mine. These are just people I kind of reached last minute, but Mark Selland, who's a good friend of mine, who's here.
He's
and he's
here
gonna
in the
come see us. Come on
audience.
up for a minute.
Hi,
Just-
Mark. Come be with me right here.
Well, just share with us for a second.
You can share
Where's
my
that little
seat.
stool we used to have?
I
Well,
don't know,
anyway,
but
just borrow.
come-
Okay,
come
you can
here.
sit there. Just stay
Come
on
be
that
with
shot
me.
for the moment.
See, you have to
Just
give
stay.
a sister
Give
a
me the
clue.
handheld
I
for
didn't
him.
know anything about the matching. I didn't,
Is it on? Okay. So I didn't tell Mark, nor did I tell John what to do. John's idea was to double, but Mark is
Oh,
also donating
a check. I don't know where my
to tell us what
glasses
you're up
are.
to.
Well, I heard about doubling, so I wrote a nice little check there for the Red Cross.
Okay,
And
perfect.
Oh
and
my
John's gonna double
gosh.
that.
That's right. John has to double everything.
Can I have my camera? This is so great. And then we'll go back to Mark's. Mark just gave us a check for
Here, we'll go over
$500
here. Put it
to
over
go
here.
to the American Red Cross.
What's up?
You have no idea how
Oh, we don't
happy
even have
I
the
am.
camera turned
I
on
didn't
for
know
good
anything
night.
about
Okay,
this.
sorry. We got to
So-
turn that camera on.
So that camera's on, but it doesn't look like I'm.
Well, here, I can do this.
In
for you.
fact, I
Watch.
don't see
Now
anything.
watch.
There we go.
Look, see, it'll focus if I
there
block
you
you.
go.
There's no close up.
Go back to Cat, please. What are you doing, Cat?
I'm here.
No, I know.
That camera's not working,
it
I
is,
don't
look.
think. Oh,
So
is
there's
it?
Mark's
Okay.
check.
So
the Red
I'm
Cross.
beside myself, Mark. Thank you so
So-
much. This is so great.
So here's the
Thank
deal.
you. And John is going to double this?
John is going to double any of the
Everything we make
auctions,
tonight? Oh
everything
my
that
God,
goes
this
on.
is so great.
I had to make sure we got some money
John
in there,
Haas,
so-
thank you so much. Mark Sellen, you're awesome. This is so great.
What
It's
the
been-
point of all this is that even though we know a lot of what's happening in Los Angeles, is historical incompetence, there are real people suffering. And
Yes.
even Vanessa, my stepdaughter, their home burned down in Palisades.
Yep.
I mean ashes.
Yes.
So I have other friends that are threatened. My half sister Tricia Fisher, she is in evacuation hold, for Woodland Hills or wherever they are. So the point is that there's so many people affected by all of this, and there's not much we can really do. You can't go running down there and say, hey, let me help with whatever. So in a way, money is the thing to do. So obviously we will put up, do we have the website, by the way, Ryan? We're going to show you the
Yes.
website. There's the website. So go to Ryan. There we go. That's the website. So it's redcross.org, but you have to go to the disaster relief. See how it says right there, disaster. You had it right there. You were cool. See, disasters big and small. Clear that window, Ryan. No. Go back to where you were. Anyway, yeah, where it said disaster
It's
relief.
hard to navigate here.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, there's a button there that says donate, and you want to make sure that you find the disaster relief screen. That's what I found.
Yes.
Because that goes to the current disaster of the day. Not that we certainly have them. There they are there. There's the screen. That's right. So the mission, of course, here is Red Cross has been around, forever. And they do a great job. 90% of whatever they take in goes to the actual relief effort. So that's a good percentage. I mean, sure, you could have better, but that's not bad for a big organization. And just to recap, Los Angeles, everybody always says, oh, Southern California is so beautiful. It is a beautiful place, but it also, is a dangerous place in lots of ways between earthquakes and fire and mudslides and other things. So there are other risks that go with it. And obviously a lot of people really got caught on this one. When I was a little boy, one of my first earliest memories, a fear memory, and it's one I remember, was when we lived in Brentwood. I was on Conway. I looked over the tree line and there was fire raging over the trees in the distance from the Bel Air fire. I was maybe 3, 4 years old, 3. And years later, maybe I was 6, I wrote about it in my book, the first Malibu fire. My grandfather and I got arrested for looting. I've told that story. Obviously, we weren't looting, but we were wandering around, which is what you shouldn't be doing. But we thought it was fascinating to see a burned out area. And it was right across the street from my mother's house in Malibu. And so we went up into the hills and we were looking at all the houses. And I just want, the thing that echoes in my mind, and I've been through numerous Malibu fires and numerous hillside fires in Los Angeles, and they always say the same words that I'm hearing right now. They're like, well, let's not, point fingers right now. Let's, when this is over, we're going to figure this out and fix it. Now, they've been saying that since I'm 3 years old that I remember, and there are people older than me that probably know this story better than I. But I've heard this 50 times with 50 sets of politicians. It's always the same BS. Now, I'm a fairly technical guy. It's not rocket science. To make sure there's water in the fire hydrants for the firemen. Doesn't matter how many firemen you have if there's no friggin' fire hydrants. By the way, I wore my Bel Air Country Club hat in solidarity. You see Bel Air Country Club? Because when I was a little boy, we played the Bel Air Country Club, and that's obviously being threatened as well. So having said all that, I agree we shouldn't be worrying about the blame at this instant, but boy, we should be when this is over, and I sure hope people pay the price. Right now, let's pay the price to help the people that are suffering.
That's
right.
right.
There's some major suffering. I cannot fathom, what it would be to lose your pets, your most precious
I can imagine
things.
it.
We just had that.
Yes. Yep, I can imagine.
You mean,
Yep.
oh yeah, when was that?
A year ago, October. So I wrote
And that-
about it yesterday.
Well, and that was, like that was a pet loss, some property damage. But,
Well, the property damage,
but imagine if that
you can
spread and
bring
wiped
that-
out
you
the whole
can-
property.
No, can I just tell you that there is no imagining this, and I wouldn't even want to. But it's been very hard to watch. Everybody is in shock right now that you're looking at, and everyone that's lost their home or traumatized by this, they're in deep shock. And so everything is, believe it or not, as calm as you're going to see it get, because in a few days, a few weeks, when the shock wears off, it's going to be reality time for now what do we do? This money cannot come in fast enough or enough, but this is what the American
What can we
people
do? This is
we
what
do
we
the
can do.
best we can.
Mark, do you want to say anything while you
Well,
are sitting here?
think you have
Put
to-
your microphone.
I think you have to bring in the obvious. There's a lot of very wealthy people that lost homes there, but there's also people like us that don't have enormous wealth,
Yes.
and they lost everything.
The Palisades area that got wiped out, we'll call it the Flats, is a full-blown residential area that could be anywhere in the United States. I mean, it's a 1960s village, row after row after house with a little picket fence and the little yards. Actually, what saved some of it was the separation. Nowadays, we have even less separation. But that was a real middle America. Those houses were not, they may have been super expensive, but by LA standards, those are modest, beautiful homes in a beautiful, beautiful area that's got a great history. And to see it wiped out, primarily because of a lack of water. I mean, yes, the fire moved fast. Yes, the winds were extraordinary. But when you have plenty of firemen standing there, and then you look at the camera shots, there's nobody there because they left. Because if you don't have any water. One of the things that I brought up is I have not seen one water truck. They're called tenders. And at my ranch in California, when there's a fire, the first thing you see is a fire truck roll up, and immediately, if it's something that can't be easily extinguished, those trucks are sitting there like you're pouring concrete. They're lined up, those water trucks, ready to refill the pumper. And that's how it works. And I didn't see one truck. So where's the equipment? You know, so I mean, I can't imagine the frustration if I had lost my home and all of that, and I really feel for the people that did. And I truly hope that we get some intelligent people to fix this, because clearly the people that are there now and that have been there before them, long before, I just told you, 60 years plus ago, the same promises were made, and yet we have an empty reservoir. We have empty fire hydrants. We turn off the electricity, which turns off. You heard President Biden. Oh, the whole problem is he turned off the electricity, so they didn't have any pumps. Okay, why didn't we fucking figure that out? Pardon my French. We should obviously have backup power to every single pumping station. If we don't, who are the dumbasses that didn't install that equipment 50 years ago? It's outrageous. The people should all be fired. The fact that nobody, by the way, it's also the legislature. They pull the funding on all this stuff. It's not just the governor, just the mayor. There's a lack of funding in this area. Boy, are they paying the price now. It would have been cheaper to friggin' fix the problem than to pay for what's about to happen. We are talking some serious, the most expensive fire in history, possibly.
Yeah, most destructive. Well,
Reservoir was drained because they were scheduled maintenance in February. They drained the reservoir how many months ago, and the work hasn't been done. So, you know, but that's just part of it, because as Biden pointed out, they turned off the power, which turned off the pumps. Well, if you live above the reservoir or parallel to it, you're not getting gravity feed. Anyway, I don't want to bog down in technical things, because there are plenty of people far more knowledgeable than I about all of this stuff. And I was listening to the chief of the fire department the other day going, I don't worry about what's on the other end of the fire hydrant. My job is from the fire plug forward. Yes, but not as the chief. You have to say, I got to make sure there's a little something behind that fire plug. So I'm not really buying into her excuse either. They're all responsible on some level. If I were the fire person, the chief, I would have been asking questions. Okay, I'm responsible for the fire plug. I got the wrench and the pipes to hook up, but I would be saying, how can I make sure that there's water back there? Those are the questions. Anyway, we're raising money tonight for the cause of the people, not the cause of the dumbass people that allowed this to get out of control for the 50th time. I'll bet if there's a count, how many times is it?
Todd, we want you to tell us how you really feel.
I don't have any feelings about the subject. This, being born there, it's personal. It's not as personal as the person that loses the house and all that. But I do feel connected to California regardless. It is where I was born and raised. My whole life was spent pretty much there. And I feel for them. And I wish we had a different set of people handling this, because I don't have any faith that these people are going to be any different than the 20 times I've heard this. New people, fix the problem, get rid of all these fools. Ship of fools is what it is.
there you go. So, and all that being said, I'm really happy because so far we've already raised hundreds of dollars and we haven't even started yet. And
Well, hopefully I got everybody.
We're getting bids for Todd Fisher for governor.
Jeez.
Well,
Oh,
I would
I
have
do
thought
not
Todd
wanna
Fisher
be a
for
first
fire
lady of
marshal or
California.
something. Fire marshal would have been better, maybe.
Buttons made and license.
To be honest
You
with
go,
you,
honey.
I don't think that is, by the way, the job of these people. You're talking about governor and mayors.
Yes.
Their job is not to be a technical expert in every area. Their job is to make sure that there are technical experts
Yeah.
there. They hire how many people? The budget in Los Angeles is $1 billion practically for fire. Well, okay, is that enough? I don't know. But the bottom line is, boy, does that need to be looked at, because if you're spending $1 billion and you don't even have the water in the fire hydrants, something's really wrong.
Exactly. But I'm really happy that we've already raised some money, and I want to thank Mark Sellen. Stay with us if you're comfy enough.
Oh, I'm gonna go. I want to watch.
He wants to watch.
Oh, you do? Okay.
From the bleachers.
Okay.
I don't get down here for your show very often.
That's true.
By the way, what we're going to do tonight, we're selling 2 items. I'll show you while
Oh,
you're here.
yes. There's 2
So-
items,
so
2
we're gonna
things on the
you know,
auction site.
The
that
problem is you talk for a minute because I want to turn the close-up camera on.
Okay.
We were rushed and I
All
didn't
right,
get a chance.
all right, that's okay.
You just go ahead, go for a second.
So we have 2 auction items on the website, DebbieReynoldsStudioStore.com, the DebbieReynoldsStudioStore.com, and there's 2 things up for auction, and they're how long are they going to be there, Ryan? Can
Just
you-
tonight.
Just tonight for the duration of the show, till 6:15 Pacific time. So
Well, we're
there's-
going to announce the winner live, right?
we are going to announce the winner live before we, and those items, that money will also be matched by John Haas, and so whatever that brings in will be matched, and that money will go to the Red Cross as well.
John's
So-
gonna be doubling whatever.
Everything.
Yes.
I'm bidding this up. You can guarantee that, John.
But anyway, I'm very happy because we've already managed to raise a little money, and if everybody just gave a little bit, it would be awesome. You know,
Well, I mean,
because-
look, some people obviously can't afford what others
No,
can.
no,
But
absolutely.
you know, my mother used to say, you know, give whatever you can comfortably give and be happy about. And that's what it really ought to be. And so there are things that I put up tonight for auction that I don't have that many of, but I'm putting this up because I thought my mother would want it. For an example, go to the close-up. I have an autographed copy of my mother's book, Unsinkable. This is a hardback first edition. We don't have that many of these, but this is a signed first edition. Now, so this is going to be one of the auction items. So if you don't have this book and you can afford it, you know, knowing that the money, there's the Debbie sign page. Now, the other thing is we're going to auction this off live tonight, and if you want me to sign the book to you live on the air like we did the other night, I will sign the book if you want it. Now,
you don't
it's
have to.
different, but if you
Yeah.
want to personalize it anyway, I will do it live on the air to whoever wins this tonight. So this is I love this picture, Mom. Go back to close up. I love that picture.
Oh, I
She's
love that.
standing on the water.
It's probably one of my top 5 favorites, if not.
It's a fantastic
Yep,
picture.
I love it.
So this is a great book. Second item is already on the close-up camera. Go ahead. Is 2 close-up? Yep. A signed Debbie Goodbye Charlie, which we're going to be doing most of the show about tonight. And there is 2 lobby cards from Goodbye Charlie that go with it. So this is right out of her collection. And those are one with Tony Curtis and Pat sitting on the couch. Pat Boone, that is, for those of you who don't know. And there is another one with Pat, Debbie. So those are the 2 lobby cards and the signed Debbie. Now, we're starting the bidding at $100 because anything autographed at this level with Debbie is worth more than $100. So I'm just going to start it there because I don't want to
and
be...
we are raising money.
I don't want to waste time or money here. You have to put up $100 to get this ball game going. The $100 that's bid is doubled by John. So if you bid 100, it's going to an extra 100 comes
So
from
you
John.
have until 6:15 to acquire either one of these auction items, and that whatever is raised from that will be doubled and also put into the Red Cross kitty. So I'm very happy about that. I still don't. Oh, do I have?
And we'll know by the end of the night kind of what we have.
Yes.
Oh, so what are we doing?
Ah, the dance floor pieces.
Oh, I remember
No, that's going to
now.
happen after the show. I mean,
after.
not after the show, but after Goodbye Charlie.
No, but
gonna-
we're doing the same thing with it, are we not?
Yeah.
Are we using it for the same fundraising?
So yes, we're using this for the same fundraising. There are only 7 available at the price because right now we have reduced the price to $85. Hello, America. I'm Kathy Lee Gifford. We have reduced the price to $85 on the Debbie Reynolds Studio Store, and also Todd will sign them live to you directly. Right
I'll
here on the
explain
show.
that. All right. So what I'm going to do is what I did here. When you buy one of these normally, and go to the close-up camera because those of you who don't remember what this is the Debbie Reynolds Dance Studio floor, and that's laser etched, and it's an actual piece of the floor that I salvaged out of the studio. And this, of course, floor has an amazing history. I hope you know a little bit about that. On the back, though, I've been just signing it as an additional way to authenticate, you know, what it is. But if you want, and you buy one tonight, and again for the
During
Red
the
Cross
show.
donation, during the show, I'll sign it to you on the back of the piece of floor. So that's, or not, I'll just sign it and you at least would have your, because these are numbered serial numbers. It's 39 to 250 in my hand. So they're numbered, and so whichever one you buy can be personalized.
If they buy all of them, could they start their own dance
You could, a very small dance studio.
Yeah, extremely
How many do you have
small.
of these?
We have 7 available for this price tonight.
All right, so this is different. This is the fixed price, right?
85.
$85. And we ship?
And Ryan, is it free shipping or are we? He's the Wizard
I'll make
of
an
Oz.
executive decision. It's free shipping. So this is free shipping for the floor, and I'll sign
we
them
go.
on the air if you like. Because that was actually a popular thing to do. We did that with the books the other night. People seemed to like that, and I'm happy to do that if that makes it more interesting. Mark is stretching his legs. We're good. All right. So having said that, are we launching into Goodbye Charlie?
We are going to launch into Goodbye Charlie.
Goodbye,
And I just am going to
Charlie.
tell you that Goodbye Charlie. Now, you know why I'm confused? Because my monitor is not showing me what's really happening. So, am I on camera right now? Yes? Okay. Because if so, just so I know what's happening, because we
If
have so
that's
many
confusing,
monitors,
let's
but
let's
mine is
fix
not
that.
working. Okay, so what's exciting to me about Goodbye Charlie is this. When I was a little girl, very strange little girl, very strange little childhood I had. But my dad, who I lived with, he used to take me to the movies. Now, I never got to see any Disney movies or any cartoons or anything like that because my dad took me to the movies that he wanted to see. So he took me to see Goodbye Charlie when I was little. And I was used to seeing movies that were of, I don't want to say adult nature because you know that means something else today, but they were not children movies. So I didn't really know any different. And I saw this movie and I was so mesmerized as a child from this film. I think because of the content of it. I mean, a womanizer gets shot and killed and comes back as a beautiful woman to experience what that's like, right? So, with the same pain that he inflicted upon women when he was alive, and it was just this reincarnation aspect of it must have fascinated me as a kid because I loved this movie so much that when they started to run the credits, my dad got up to leave, and I went, Daddy, wait. And he said, what? And I said, I want to see the credits because I wanted to know who played Charlie. And it was Debbie Reynolds. So that was the first time I had ever seen Debbie Reynolds. I could cry right now just because it just is such
Aw.
a great moment, you know, for me as a kid to.
We're going to have to
be
do
s-
a battery change on you.
Okay, and so
Keep going, though.
I was so excited and to think that it remained one of my favorite movies of all times, but then to think that
You'd get to know her.
Yeah, getting to know her and
Family.
family as an adult. It's all just very strange.
Maybe you did it all on purpose.
Yeah, God is funny that way. So anyway, I just really love this film. So I'm excited about this episode, and we do have this costume right here. Is my battery changed?
Buck, bring me a pair of new
Okay.
double A's.
So this is so funny that we ended up doing this on the air. So this dress right here, and I don't know if we can get a shot of
I've got
that. There's nobody back there, but
I've
maybe
got it.
Todd can do it.
Go ahead.
Thank you. No, my mic is.
No,
oh,
it's sort of not.
That's right.
So just use that for a
So
minute.
I love this because this is one of her costumes. And one thing I love when you see a costume that is actually in a movie that you love, you can't get over how tiny people were. I mean, so tiny. And it has a little matching hat up here, and I love that costume. And we also have other artifacts from the movie. We have this, Andre Previn was the composer, and we actually have an album of the original music from Goodbye Charlie. And I love
Do we have enough of those to auction that?
no.
That's all I have.
And then what else have we got? Do we have lobby cards from Goodbye Charlie?
Well, yeah, and those are being auctioned, but we brought other things.
There's a poster right behind you, and it's signed by Debbie and by Tony Curtis. Really, absolutely amazing that we can walk into the
Let's try
museum
it
at
now.
any time and see, see these incredible things. Just one of many, but since this is one of my favorite Debbie movies, it's just really fun. So let's talk about this. And also, someone asked, where Charlie's house was. Charlie's house was in Malibu, right?
Correct.
And Pat Boone was also in this movie, and
That's how we met him.
yeah, yeah. So it's just it was a fun cast. Tony Curtis was great. Walter Matthau was great. Just one of the greatest movies. So I'm going to let Todd talk about the things that he knows. And then, did you visit your mom on that set?
Oh yeah, but what I want to do before that, do we want to run the clip? We have a clip.
Yes, we have a clip of Debbie in this particular costume. Right
So let's
here.
start with a clip, and then we can
Okay.
do some stories.
So, and she's wearing this pink costume next to me. So
Right.
that's
So there's
great.
the pink costume, and
Yep.
know
whenever you're ready, we can do the playback.
Okay, here we go.
Are you trying to tell me that you sold a story?
Mm-hmm.
To whom?
Oh, a couple of independents. Nobody you'd know. You've been away so long.
Well, that's great, Charlie.
The down payment was 10 grand.
Hmm.
There'll be a lot more. Oh, a lot more. I'm doing it as a posthumous memoir of Charlie Sorrell.
Well, that's terrific, Charlie. You ought to do it in the form of a diary.
George, that's genius. A diary. Why can't I ever think of things like that?
Well,
Oh. Hello? This is the seaside home of the late, great Charles Sorrell. Who? Oh, yeah, he's right here. Here, George.
hello?
Okay. Now you have another one, or do we want to go into the other one too? You have the. You could try running that.
Oh,
You think you can
I
handle
would
it?
love for them to get a good look at
Yeah,
the
let's
costume.
do that.
That's so great.
We're gonna run in a minute. Once he gets settled, we'll put up. No. Just try turning the camera. Okay. There you go. Now go ahead to the close-up. So what we're going to do here is show you this. Yeah, just pan slowly down. It's in remarkable shape. Look at the condition. Slowly there, buddy. There you go.
It feels like you're doing it slow, doesn't it? Those
no,
cameras
it does,
are.
but it never is
yeah,
as slow
but-
as you think.
I know, but those cameras, those are film cameras, and they're not easy to do, especially
So
on the.
it's in pretty dang good shape. And obviously you just saw that clip. And, you know, I guess we could go, was this Walter Plunkett? Who was do we know who the costume designer is? Well, whose signature is that, right?
I will look at it.
You tell me. I don't think so.
Let's see here. Oh my gosh, there's no reading that. That's worse than a doctor, right
Well,
there.
anyway, so we were talking on the air a little bit ago, and I mentioned when I was doing the little preview to this that Debbie was actually Helen Rose. So there's Helen Rose's scratch, but this. Did you leave the Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, here, I'll do it this way. Go to Kat's camera. Kat's camera. So you see right there, it says Marilyn Monroe as Charlie, Goodbye Charlie, 20th Century Fox, 1960, entrance to cocktail party. So they had designed a whole set of wardrobe, come back to me, for this movie. And come back to me. And as you can see, it's a spectacular costume sketch on its own. But when I bought this, I was shocked because I was like, I didn't know Monroe was even up for that part at all. And so I went to my mother after I bought it, and it blew her mind because she did not know that she had replaced Marilyn Monroe as Charlie.
Well, you know what? I did not know that either. I'm sorry, I was just mesmerized because Malti Sharma sent me a picture of her and Anne Margaret at the Hollywood show today. Anne Margaret looks so good, even still. But I did not know that. Marilyn Monroe was going to play that role. What happened that she did not?
So as many of you know, this was a time at Fox where she was, what was the name of the movie where she's in
Something's
the pool?
Gotta Give.
Something's Gotta Give. Is that the one where she's in the pool? At all the,
Yes.
And in that movie, apparently she's really having a hard time showing up to work and becoming very, very unreliable, and the studio panicked. And in 1960, Debbie was #1 box office, so it could draw, and they replaced her. They already had a amazing cast, and of course the rat was the frat race before or after? I don't know that.
The Rat Race was in 1960 when the original Goodbye Charlie was set to be slated.
So my mom had just worked with Tony Curtis, and that was a successful film. So they obviously cast them again together. But you have to admit that they are amazing together. There's a scene we can't run because we don't have all the clips that we can run for you, but there's a scene where Tony Curtis first finds out that my mother is his best friend, Charlie, a man, and he has that stunned look on his face. It's one of the great Tony Curtis moments.
One of the all-time great takes
Yeah.
in movie history. I love it. I love the premise of this movie so much that it even captured the imagination of maybe an 8-year-old girl, you know, or however old I was. What year did this film come out?
64.
64. So that's exactly how old I was. I was 8 years old, and it made such an impression on me. Though, even though today I don't really believe in reincarnation, as we say we believe in DNA. What do you call it? DNA imprinting or something like that. And I do not believe in reincarnation, but it's a fascinating subject.
No, it always has been.
Yeah.
Could you go back to the close-up camera? And if you all notice over my shoulder, no, not you, Buck, sorry. I was talking to Seth. If you all notice over my shoulder right here, there's a Mitchell BNC camera. That's the camera that shot Goodbye Charlie.
That one right there?
Yeah.
I get so amazed that I did
Try
not
to
know
zoom
that.
in on that, and maybe I can show.
Where has that camera been?
Right. Oh, it's been in storage forever.
This is
go
the
close
first time
up.
I've ever seen it.
Buck, switch to close-up. Zoom in on the camera itself. You're going to have to focus this probably. But you could see this camera is in remarkable condition inside. Pan a little bit to zoom in on that.
There, good
Yeah.
job.
So you could see that this is the mechanism that pulls the film through. The film magazines are up here. But this was a rare 20th Century Fox Mitchell camera. They also used the Rackover camera, I think, in some of these. Was that Vincent Minnelli? Am I crazy? Yes. Okay, so Vincent Minnelli was the director, and I know they used the Rackover because we do have stills too, don't we? Production stills. I would, but let's show the stills. Well, you mean while I'm reading, you could go to those. That's probably not a bad idea.
It is a good idea.
That's a good idea. Okay.
I'm so happy to see that camera.
So camera, costume, those are the C's. Do we have any more C's? No. We do have this, though. This is pretty
Are you
cool.
trying to tell me that you sold a story?
Nope.
Nope.
Not that one. New system, folks.
This is, well, you can't really preview. The sound is going to be on.
On.
So if you mute it, you might be able to get away with it.
We're good now.
What I'm holding on to now is her script from Goodbye Charlie. And you can see this script is used. And this script is fully annotated with all of her notes. This one over here says, thought behind Charlie really has a problem. He's tried everything. George has turned them down. I mean, she's writing down like what's motivating her actions.
Yeah.
It says hands to hair. I mean, she's got even the parenthetical stuff in here that she's notes to herself of what she's body language is doing. This is a really important script in our collection. Oh, it's a close-up camera. Go for it. So I'll show you some of the notations. So let's go back to where I was. So there was some of the notations right there. Like that side, I mean, I'll find another one that has, I mean, it's detailed. So I probably shouldn't be handling this
what's
even
amazing?
as rough as I am.
All of her scripts have been bound. We need to get that one bound.
I don't understand.
That's so strange
happened
that's
here.
not bound.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
So anyway, but Fox, hired her for The Singing Nun, several little films.
So when you say Fox
Loan
hired her,
out.
they loaned her out from MGM, right?
Yeah, it's like a trading card. You trade these people around like cards.
So
I'll give you one Debbie Reynolds for two, whatever.
Yes.
So they trade it back and forth. So I thought what I might do is I might read from her book, and this is the autograph book. And so you'll have the video of me reading from the book, the signed book, if you choose to buy it, but I have a chapter here outlined, not a chapter, but a page and a half of Debbie talking about Goodbye Charlie, so I thought I might read that. Would you all like that?
I would like that.
I would like that. They would like that. All right, so it says, Lillian Sidney didn't want me to do this film about a playboy who was murdered by a jealous husband, comes back to life in the body of a woman, me, then gets murdered again and comes back as a Great Dane. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't sound super attractive. She felt it was a one-joke story. Lillian was my coach at this time, and I respected her opinion, but after my hard work on location in Molly Brown, I was happy to do a lighter film at home. Also, my brother Bill needed another film to complete his 7-year apprenticeship as a makeup artist. Goodbye Charlie gave him extra time on set that he needed to get into the unions. Once again, I was able to choose my director. I wanted to work with Vincent Minnelli. Vincent had done some MGM, most important films, including Meet Me in St. Louis, American in Paris, Lust for Life, Gigi, just to name a few. I was excited about the prospect of working with him, but Vincent was past his prime. In his early 60s, he was forgetful, and he may have had beginnings of Alzheimer's. One day, he spent several hours arranging a black bobby pins on a black couch. He had great difficulty helping us understand what he wanted in a scene. Tony Curtis plays Charlie, Charlie's best friend. On one scene, it takes place in the kitchen of Tony's house, with me fixing breakfast for us. After I've convinced him that I'm Charlie, I'm more at home on a soundstage than a kitchen. So Daddy, her father, built me a replica of the kitchen where I could rehearse with kitchen props, because she's never spent any time in the kitchen. This might not sound important, but when you're doing a scene handling props, it needs to look natural and come across as the character's second nature, which clearly cooking was not my mother's second nature. I only saw her in the kitchen twice. I had lots of practice with pots and pans, coffee makers, and utensils so I could look real with things most people use every day. This scene was very funny, and when it was finished, I was glad that I had time to prepare. As a jealous husband who murders Charlie, Walter Matthau was a challenge to work with. He took the part where he wanted to go with it. I wouldn't say he was a method actor, but rather an actor with his own method. That's cute. He stole every scene that he was in. You either ran to keep up or the camera was going to be on him because he was terribly funny and very clever. He loved to do accents, probably because he excelled at them. Walter was such a powerful presence and shameless about writing lines to suit his character. He went off script often and made him hard to follow. I was always trying to stay on script even though I loved to improvise. But because the writers deserve respect for the work that they've done, sometimes changes are necessary. But for the most part, I've always followed the screenwriter's plan. In one scene, Walter and I were doing comedic dialogue when he totally went off script into a story that only he knew. All of a sudden, he picked me up and threw me over his shoulder and twirled me around. The entire crew applauded, but not because of Walter's routine. They had seen my exposed buttocks covered only by a little pantyhose. Come on, that's still covered.
You know what I used to call that, because on One Life to Live, we all had to wear pantyhose, which was a nightmare because I don't like being in them. But we used to wear pantyhose without the panties because you didn't want the visible panty line. And so Hillary Smith and I used to say that it was the cat burglar, because you remember cat burglars used to wear stockings over their face.
Yeah, that is what it is.
Yeah, so.
Is it uncomfortable?
Yeah, I think pantyhose are a nightmare, but that's me, let alone Spanx.
Apparently the crew was happy.
You know, your
now
mom,
I understand the joke. It says they saw my exposed buttocks only covered by pantyhose. I wasn't wearing panties because I didn't want the panty line.
See? It's, how weird is that?
Today I would laugh, but then I was so embarrassed I turned red and ran for my dressing room, cursing Walter every step. We didn't reshoot the scene, and Walter's improv is in the finished version of the film. But somewhere somebody has a copy of that footage. Tony Curtis was great to work with again. He's always prepared, always knew his lines, especially good at comedy. And at that time, I didn't realize that Tony had been telling people around town that my marriage to Eddie Fisher broke up because I was a lesbian and a lousy lay.
Your mom wrote that.
But then she says, like as if we all need to know this, I'm not a lesbian. I may have been lousy lay, but Eddie was my first love. It would have been nice if he had taken the time to show me what to do to make him happy. Isn't that what I was saying just the other day?
Yes.
That like if he's the big Latin lover or Jewish lover, then why the hell?
You know what I say? Give a sister a clue. That's all we need, just a clue.
Good to know.
There you go.
Eddie felt the need to blame our failed marriage on me. But all the things he could have said about me, I was surprised to hear with this rumor. When I finally learned it about me, I confronted Tony. Oh, here we go. Quote, "That's what Eddie told me," he said. Well, that must be true then if Eddie told you. He says, "You're gonna believe Eddie," I said, "who divorced me and left me for Elizabeth?" Tony said something like, "Well, I'm sorry if it upsets you, but that's what Eddie said to me. You know, Eddie is my friend." In other words, I wasn't. I guess everyone chewed sides in divorce. Tony had chosen Eddie. But there was such terrible backlash from most people against Eddie when he left me and our children for Elizabeth, and he spent the rest of his life being the bad guy. But Eddie had earned the title, and I was sorry that Tony had spread his lies. And that's the end of her commentary on Goodbye, Charlie.
Wow, that's what it got.
I did not expect her to go into the Eddie thing there. I don't remember that part of it. But I did like hearing the Walter Matthau pantyhose.
Well, you know, it's an
that was
interesting
cool.
side note because in Hollywood, it's true in all of life, I think, but in Hollywood, it's really true. In Hollywood, I found that, you know, the person with the most toys wins. And so when you get a divorce, and in Hollywood, if you're a well-known couple like that, people do take sides, and the side they take is the person who has the greater success or the most money. And it's a very hard thing to accept because it's so shallow. But, you know, it's true. And so it's so interesting because I kind of could feel right there with you reading that was a little hurtful for her.
Well, I mean, because she's friends with Tony Curtis, you're working with him, and then here's Eddie creeping into the mix again for no reason. And also, for Tony to assume that she's a lesbian, you know, that had to be annoying given that you're not.
Well,
a
that
lesbian.
was a rumor that went around.
But you know, it really started because she went over to, she was good friends with Agnes Moorehead, who might have been. And
well, I don't know, but you might know. But
well,
then,
I mean, I'm not going to go there, but I'm just trying to say that is what, because Agnes loved my mom, and Carrie and my mom did go live there, you know, a couple different times when the sea was rough.
Yeah.
So I didn't care. I stayed at home with Carl, but it didn't matter. But so I never got to see any of that. But the bottom line here is that I'm sure it would be annoying to be accused of that. I could tell you that in the movie, Carrie and I used to go to the set, and it really all is a set. That whole apartment that's at Malibu, you know, the second unit, all the stuff on the Pacific Coast Highway, the cars coming and all that, it's all second unit stuff. The entire movie was a set. And we would go, and I used to play on the back lot over at Fox, which is where they had the combat sets for the TV show Combat.
Oh, yeah.
Which was like totally an important piece of my childhood. Very important storylines, you know, very inspiring. And so, meanwhile, there's other movies being made. But I would rather go play on the Combat set than hang out on some boring Goodbye Charlie set. But all the scenes in Goodbye Charlie are on one stage, two stages. And she had a little, Jerry Wunderlich had designed and built her a mobile dressing room. And these stages were so large, they would bring these little towable dressing rooms, and you'd be assigned one. Today we have fancier in some ways, but back then, if you were a big star, they would build you one. So my mother had one that had real fur covers on the couches and gold-plated fixtures. I remember the toilet handle was gold-plated and the faucet was gold-plated. And we didn't even have that at Greenway. Nobody cared about being that decadent. But Jerry really made her like crystal and gold, and you know, because she was a big star. So he gave her a spectacular little dressing room. I didn't really care much about it. I used to play in there as a kid, waiting for her to come off. They'd make us stay in there because they didn't always want us like on the set. I don't remember Vincent Minnelli well. She obviously tells the story that he was getting out of it. But to be honest with you, I have to tell you, this movie is spectacular in every single way.
I love this film.
So I hope when I'm his age, I can be that messed up and can direct a movie like that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you like to be able to say, oh, I had Alzheimer and I could hardly think straight and I spent 4 hours rearranging bobby pins on a black couch, but here's a movie I did the other day. Let me know what you think. You'd be like, okay, you're forgiven.
Right.
Whatever. I don't think it mattered much. Do you have stills, or did you put up stills? Let's throw them up.
Them whenever if you'd like to talk.
Well,
over 'em.
I mean, we could have done it while I was reading. Oh, so not. So stop there for a second. So Vincent Melle is sitting there with the rack over camera because, yeah, put that up, Buck. The still picture,
That would go where?
live.
Okay.
You know, you got to go to live. Live. All right, I'll take over. Live. Playback. So that's the still of Vincent Minnelli. You see a world-geared head, but he's got a rack-over cinemascope camera there. So the lens that would go on this camera, by the way, was what you see there is a Bosch Shalom cinemascope lens. We have those lenses as well. But obviously they were in the exteriors for whatever reason they chose to use a rack-over camera as well. So that's cool. Go ahead.
Now, is that the camera behind you?
No, that's I used to have that camera, by the way. That was it's a Fox camera that only they used. It was called a rack over camera, and currently it's racked over. You see how the magazine's leaning over towards us? That's because he's looking through the lens. Now, when you're ready to start filming, you would flop the whole camera right side up to expose the film, and then he would use the side finder to frame the shot. And Vincent used to operate a lot himself. I know that. I've heard that from a lot of people. So he may have had a great DP there doing his lighting and other things, but he did like to look through the camera and operate, and there he is doing it. Go ahead. What else you got? Coming up. Okay, so there's a little nudity there, my mom's backside. There's Vince. Go back a sec. It went too fast. I mean, who could have possibly seen it? That's Vincent Minnelli and my mom in the outfit that we have just shown you on the set. There they are in the bedroom part of the set with Vince Minnelli examining my mother's ass, and Tony Curtis is playing with her, zipping her up, I believe the scene was. You know, this is when he's just giving her first dress and he's realizing how sexy his best boyfriend is, even though she's now a girl. What else you got? Those are pretty cool, though. I mean, I must admit. What else? Okay, that one we saw.
That's her in this costume.
Yeah,
too.
and this costume that we showed you, which we'll show you again, but also you see the camera there again. That's the rack over camera on the interior there. Or it might be the BNC. I can't quite tell, but it is definitely the CinemaScope lens because you see that giant matte box is made. That was the only matte box is made for CinemaScope. And you can see that little light down low. There's a little eye light below the lens line. That's unusual. There's the microphone up at the top of the frame. So they're obviously catching some of the dialogue. That's also how you could tell it's a soundstage because you couldn't have done audio with a mic like that. There's the living room scene. Vincent Minnelli directing again. My mom. Oh, now there's Sidney Gilleroff, who is my mother's friend and hairdresser, worked on hundreds of MGM films. And this is a scene where she's talking to her girlfriends in the salon. Don't we have some footage of this as well? Yeah, we have that. So we have a
Wait
clip.
a minute, wasn't Uncle Bill also in this?
Uncle Bill is, no, I don't think he's, yeah, he was in it.
Yes, I
he's-
remember seeing Uncle Bill
He was in
in
it as
this.
well, like in,
Yeah.
in one of these scenes. He doesn't say
Same
anything.
scene.
Yeah,
He's-
but Sydney actually speaks about how weird all the girls are, how needy they are, or
Yeah.
something. We'll see the scene in a minute. But yeah, Uncle Bill was in that. What else you got? Now this is the scene where she has just cooked. And notice how she's sitting with her legs apart. My mother never would have sat like that. So this is her being manly.
Yes, this
She
is
practiced
this
this
is
at
her
home.
before she realizes that she is a she now, not a he anymore, and this is how Charlie.
And
sat.
I don't think that she ever really gets that exactly. You know,
Yeah.
she's always, she plays it up, the role, but my mother used to was at home practicing how to hold a cigarette and even how to sit with her legs apart like that. Like, there's just no way that would have ever happened. So she had to practice this looking manly. That's a beautiful picture there. I don't remember that scene, but that's obviously...
That's when Tony Curtis realizes, he says, we were practically necking, and she goes, it was nice.
Oh,
when
right.
he-
They
'cause
they
it's
have
his
a
best
moment.
friend.
Yeah, they had a moment.
Oh, there is a
That's
is
a
that a
costume
costume?
sketch. It's a
No,
different sketch, though.
it's not a sketch. It's it's one
Test.
costume test. Correct.
Now, there's my
So-
great-grandmother on the far left.
Let's
You
see.
see way down on the left?
Oh yes, yes, yes.
So
This
that's
was
her grandmother.
Your mom's birthday party on the set.
Ah, it says Shoenuff, so she's obviously just married to Harry Carl by a few years. There's Walter Matthau about to throw her over his shoulder. And,
I love that dress.
behind-the-scenes stuff is always cool. And so these tests are done where the director would then look at the hair and the costume and try to make sure that that's how he visualized the scene. It is quite possible that you could look at a scene, you could look at a photo like this, and the director would say, wait a minute, what scene is this for? And so I don't know, I don't buy that, I want something different. So these were used to really refine the costume, the hair, the makeup for each and every sequence in the script.
You only see these in this old, the old movies. I wonder if they still do that today,
I
because I
think
don't
they
think
do.
I've ever seen a modern day
I think-
costume test.
Oh, I think they still do. I mean, they
But
must.
I see a lot of
You
them
have
in this
to.
era.
I mean, it's smart filmmaking. It took a few years for them to figure out to do it, but I think somewhere probably in the 20s and 30s they began doing that. I have early photos of production tests from all the way back in the 30s. That's
I
a
love
cute picture.
this. Yes.
That looks behind the scenes possibly even. But that's a Sydney.
There are a few stills that weren't used in the film.
Okay.
So there must have been some deleted footage.
That could be deleted footage. Or it's from a party, when they weren't actually, because that's obviously party footage. And that's Carrie and I on the set.
Oh my goodness! Look how
And
little
it looks
you
like
guys are.
some decent looking grub. And you could see how excited I am. Oh, Carrie's cutting the cake, which is fine by me.
You know what's funny? When you were a little boy, your mother always had you dressed up in the little Lord Fauntleroy suits, and you looked so cute. It's not easy to get you in a suit today.
Well, that's why.
That's
I was-
why he's been burned
I'm
out of it.
beginning to put the pieces together here.
Mark just asked if I normally wear outfits like to go to combat. Obviously, this was a party. At this point, we had a nanny who would have, been responsible to watch us off the set, and she would have got us fixed up like that. And I obviously never liked it, and I really didn't like the tie and all of that. I mean,
It's funny, when we first met, your mom asked me if I could dress you.
Oh, you mean get me to dress?
Well, she
No,
would-
she liked-
she liked to see you dressed, and so she
Both
asked
her
me.
and Carrie liked me to get dressed up. And Carrie, my mother never could pick clothes for me, but Carrie could. So my mother was very supportive of Carrie and would say what she just told you.
Yeah.
Is there any way you can get him to dress up? The truth is that, I think partly because of being forced as a child to always get dressed up, the moment that you're old enough to make your own choices, you do exactly the opposite of what your parents told you to do. I think
Yes.
that's true.
She wanted me to take you shopping,
Well, I mean,
and I
you
thought
did.
that was. I did, of course. I did whatever she
In
asked
fact,
me to
I'm
do.
wearing the jeans. These are the jeans you picked out,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So these are Jimmy Owl
yeah.
jeans, and
That's where Tom Cruise and other
but
smaller
only
actors
smaller
buy
people,
their
'cause-
clothes in Hollywood. That's
So,
right.
yeah,
they-
because I'm
they
s-
cater to the man 5'8" and under. Did you know that?
Did you know that when I was in that store, I was the biggest size they had,
Yeah.
right at my size.
I
So
know.
I felt
Can you
really good
imagine a
about
store
that.
in
That's
in
never
LA
happened to me before.
making their entire? I mean, they make it's a.
And they're all
but-
teeny tiny.
But it's where
All
all,
the
actors
boys.
5'8" and under get
That's
their
true.
clothes, not only for the feature films, but in real life
And
too.
he offered
Jimmy
me some.
Ow,
He offered
AU.
me some lifts to put in my shoes if I wanted an extra inch in my shoes.
I took them and I wore those, and I loved them.
He gave them to me.
He
Then.
gave them to you, but I took them
Yeah,
because
because
you
I
didn't
can't
want
see.
them.
It's stuff I just cannot. I can't dig any of that. And
Yeah.
like I said, I do have memories later of my grandmother actually chewing my mother out for making us always get dressed up for photo shoots, like no matter what. And she thought it was cool and fun and have the kids always looking like match bookends and all that. But clearly, my grandmother said it was abnormal. and I never dug it. So I did go the opposite direction to some degree. Although I do have very nice clothes that you and others. Carrie has picked out stuff. You picked out. You picked
Carrie,
this jacket is you picked
yes,
out.
yes.
In fact, this is a Jimmy
Carrie
Out
always
jacket.
gave you clothes for Christmas too,
That's very
always,
true.
yes.
In fact, I had the last coat that I wore.
and her sweaters. You never got to wear the Coogie sweaters, but I have them.
Ah.
Yes.
Well, anyway, so Goodbye Charlie.
One second.
I have a question
have a
for you
clip.
actually about if we want to go back to this slide right here. Someone's asking if you have this dress, but I believe that's probably the same scene that Marilyn's dress would have been
Oh,
designed
it's the
for.
entrance. Yeah, and I don't know if we have it or not. I actually haven't looked. We do have several. I think we have 2 or 3 costumes from this movie. I don't recall if we have that one or not. They weren't all that easy to get. Don't forget, these costumes came from Fox, and my mother had to go to the Fox auction. She pre-bought all the Marilyn Monroe stuff and tried to get some of her costumes. And I could tell you that walking in to the wardrobe buildings at Fox or MGM was daunting. I mean, they were gigantic warehouses, double or triple stacked, of costumes, and just went on as far as you could see. And they were just dark, dingy places, but they were huge soundstage size buildings and thousands of costumes. So to find something, was daunting. And so she went in there and pre-bought. I got a feeling maybe this stuff came from the pre-buy. I don't know how much of her own stuff she would have bought, because she really wasn't trying to collect herself. And I remember her, even saying, I have enough. We have enough, Debbie. And I'd be like, oh, you can never have enough Debbie. How can you have enough Debbie? She says, yeah, we have plenty. We have 3 from this movie. We don't need any more. Well, there's a good example where somebody says, do you have that? Because they would have liked to have seen the whole ensemble from the film. Let's run Sydney.
Let's run Sydney, shall we?
And I would like to say the Debbie signed book auction is up to $300, and the
Wonderful.
Goodbye Charlie bundle is up to $160. Those winning bids will also be matched for donation, but the bidding is still open. I just wanted to say that. If you want to
Wonderful.
bid, you go to the DebbieReynoldsStudioStore.com and put your bid in. Okay.
Okay, so clip.
Let me guess. Which one of you is Franny Salzman?
Oh, I'm Franny, and this is Janie Highland.
Oh, yes. My husband often talked about you.
You were married to Charlie?
You seem surprised.
Oh, no. It's just that he never mentioned having a wife.
Well, he wanted to keep it a secret. He was afraid it might hurt his career.
I know what career he meant, too.
I hate to speak ill of the departed, but I'm afraid Charlie was just a teeny bit naughty. You know how men are. And I'll say one thing for Charlie, he was all man. Oh, he always told me what he'd been up to, and I cried a little, but I forgave him.
He told you? Always?
Oh, he was like a little boy, so winning, so dear to me. You don't know how I miss him.
I can imagine.
I'll bet you can. Look, we have so much to talk about. Why don't we...
Oh, well, I'd love to, but
Yes,
I have a board meeting. It's for mental health.
Oh, it's not healthy to skip lunch. Not this lunch.
Okay, so obviously, there is a scene where Sydney talks as well. But anyway, this is a scene where she's about to blackmail these two that have had an affair with her/him.
Yeah.
That's what's so great about this. I mean, this movie's way ahead. In some ways, you'd think, well, how could this movie have even been successful? Because it's way too far ahead of its time. And it must have gotten some backlash from the conservative communities. But to be honest, at this time, I remember oh too well that this is the era of the wife swapping, and it was okay, and their prearranged deals, like she's talking about how an open marriage nonsense was being floated as the norm. And I certainly was very aware when I was growing up of stories like this. And Harry Carl obviously famous cheater now, Eddie, famous cheater men were programmed or thought somehow this was all acceptable behavior. And hopefully we've evolved from this. But I have to it does make frickin' great soap opera, right? I mean,
Yes, I just don't want it to be my soap opera.
well, that's what I mean. It's fun to
Yeah.
watch. Nice place to visit. I wouldn't want to live there. No, I mean, nice. It's fun to watch. Wouldn't want to live it. I mean,
Right.
similar.
Well, actually, that's one of the reasons that I was so happy to marry you, because your mom told me that you would never hurt me and that you had no bad in you. He doesn't have any bad in him, she said. And
Well, she would know.
And she said, and he will never cheat on you. And when she said that, it was like one of those things where you think, well, I've never had anybody's mother like talk to me like that. But I appreciated it so much because it was coming from such a beautiful place in her heart.
Well, she knew me really, obviously, very well. I mean, I don't know if all mothers are as connected to their children. I can't speak for every.
No, I've never seen anything like it in my life. I never had seen anything like the connection between the two of you.
Yeah,
Never.
because I mean, ever since I was a little boy, we were very, very connected. And like if I was going to lie about something or make an attempt at it, I mean, she'd give me that look, that black and white picture that I have taken of her out by the pool, that look, it's all over, you know.
You are a very bad liar, though.
Yeah, well, I don't try.
And I
When-
happen to be
When
pretty
you ask
good
me
at
what number the
knowing what
dice
anybody
is, I
is.
don't even try. I just say you already know what it is.
Yes, exactly.
No,
but
I'm a good liar as long as it's my jokes, right? You know how I always do my satire.
yes.
I do a lot of, what do you want to call that, teasing?
Yeah,
About
you are a tease.
circumstantial teasing.
Yes.
Because I don't get any chance to lie around here. My mother was good at reading me. She's impossible. So I have no chance to lie. So I'll just,
Tell the truth.
tell the truth and tease.
That's right. We get to go on a trip together next week. I'm so
Ooh, I
excited
forgot about that.
That's right.
Next week. Oh.
Well, this week, actually.
I was thinking when you said that you were going to start talking about the cruise.
No.
Which we should do.
But I do want to real quick say that I think, Ryan, I'm going to turn you up so I can hear you because I need to just ask you a quick question. The Cat and Todd live cruise is in June, which is hard to believe, but it's hurtling towards us as we sit here. And there you can still, there you are. Hi, Ryan.
Hi.
So do you want to tell people about, because there's still time to sign up. I think that you can sign up to join our cruise until March 1st. Do you want to take it over there?
Hey, Mark, you're coming, right?
That
Mark Sellen is going to be there,
That's right.
folks.
So
that
let's
should
go.
be an
Let's go.
incentive
to-
for
Can
everybody.
Can we show Ryan on camera?
We can do, Ryan.
Okay, here we go. There you go. Hi, pal.
hey. So we still have people that are signing up right now.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you can. You have until March 1st. There is a website. I think we've been sharing a lot of websites in the chat tonight. So I think the easiest thing to do, for the sake of making it easy on people, is just email me at catandtoddlive@gmail.com, and I can send you the links. You can look it over. Our group agent is awesome. She will take care of you if you need to speak to her. But if you just want to look and see what we're doing, I can get you that website easy peasy, and you can see if it's right for you. It's going to be a great 7 days. Lots of fun things, lots of stories like this. I think we were talking about doing a actual live studio taping of Cat and Todd Live.
Yeah, we're going
One
to
of the
see
options
if
out
we
there.
have the bandwidth. I think that we will definitely do that. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
But
so
Well,
that's that.
the cruise is, it's fun because it is a captive audience, and it's rare that you would ever get us pinned down because we're hardly even pinned down at home, much less.
right.
elsewhere.
I see you on Sunday. That's my.
Yeah. Well, you are
That's
the
our
busiest
day.
person I know. But when I need to find you, it's not easy. But on a cruise ship, there's less places to hide.
Yeah, that's right. You see me a lot on the cruise ship.
Las
But
Vegas
what
is
I love
way
about
harder
the
to
cruise
find
is
her.
that everybody gets to finally meet each other and they make friends and we are all together and we have fun events on the cruise. And it's going to be different than last year. Remember, it was chilly. This year it's in June, and we're going to islands. So that's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun.
And they're
And there are
giving us.
private events just for our group.
Yeah,
so,
events.
that's what
right.
really sets things apart.
Yeah, and didn't they
Exactly.
give us the main theater again for whatever we want? So we're going to
Yes,
plan.
and you're getting the whole ship. Yeah.
Yeah, that's rare that they would give an entire huge theater to us. And I would just say that, we'll probably plan a whole variety show for that. And we'll bring in the Lions. We have
No,
the
we only get
Sigfield
it
and
for the
Royal.
movie.
Oh, that's what. Oh, is that what they get it for?
The big theater, yes.
Yeah,
That's
but
we're going to
we
show
have
a
the
film.
stage, so we can do whatever we want. We could do magic shows, giant sets.
That's right.
No, seriously, is there a restriction, or do we just it's film only?
I think we were planning, I think we told them we were planning to show a film and do a Q&A and
Yep.
sort
Like
of what
we
we
should-
did last time with Bright Lights, except
Okay,
not
so
Bright
if
Lights.
that's what it's all about, then I'm saying right now to everybody that's going on this trip, let us know what movie you'd like to see of my mother's, for an example. We could do Molly Brown, Singing in the Rain, something
The
like
iceberg
that.
scene might not go over so well on the cruise ship, but
Unsinkable Molly Brown's perfect.
Titanic is off the table. I wonder if they've ever shown Titanic.
We're all
on a
going to
cruise
die. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I don't know. Might be entertaining.
I think it's great.
We'll run it at port. No, you
Yeah.
just said we're going to be out at sea when they give it to us, right, Ryan?
It'll be a sea day, so actually.
Then let's
unlike the
go
last
for
time
let's
when
go for
everyone was
the
off running around,
Barbara
we'll-
Stanwyck Titanic movie instead. No, I don't want to say what it is. Maybe we do Goodbye Charlie. But whatever we do, let's talk about that. If we're going to do a movie, we did Bright Lights last time, I remember. We still have that available. How Bright Lights is like 90 minutes, I want to say.
yeah, it's 94 minutes.
How long do we have the theater till they toss us out?
I'll find out. I mean, those are some nitty gritty things I think we'll iron out. They don't like to work too far in advance, I have found out.
Yeah.
They like to procrastinate, which
Well,
isn't my style.
I know
but
it isn't, but here's the thing. Can you imagine that they have so many cruises all the time and so many things to
I know.
plan?
Yeah, it's a lot
So I
going
can
on.
understand that completely.
Well, let us know, everybody, what you would like to watch. Because if we have that big theater and we can do a Q&A, let us know what you'd like to see on the big screen and what you'd like to hear from us in person on in a Q&A. Lots of time in advance to work all this out. If we're going to run certain movies, I have to arrange the rights, so it takes a minute.
Yeah.
So let's figure that out ahead of time. We're done with our clips?
and we have a lot of people.
Yeah.
We have over 60. I mean, we have about 60 people, give or take.
Oh, that's
So
great.
it's a pretty good sized group.
How
Yep.
many, and 49 of them are related to you? My whole family is
Now,
coming.
why would you say that?
I
No, actually,
wonder.
Tammy Anastasia, she's of your her whole family's coming.
Well, that's cool. I think it's going to be an interesting. That's the most people we've ever had, right?
Yep. You know what
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to ask you, Ryan, if does Todd, so Todd's going to be signing on the air. He's going to be signing the, do you have names?
I have them.
Oh, you
I
have
do.
them?
We can do. Do
Okay,
you want to
great.
do that right now? That would be great.
Yeah,
and
because
we
we're
only
going to
have
go
4
to the
pieces left.
giveaways. But does anybody have any questions before we do that
Yeah,
about
Goodbye
the
Charlie
show, about the
questions.
Goodbye Charlie questions?
And I have
or-
Roy Wagner, by the way, who has been texting me incessantly. He's saying I have a problem with my sound feed on occasion, but I'm not sure. We still do costume makeup. Okay, Roy is saying everything he works on still does costume and makeup tests.
Oh, they do.
And he would know because they
yeah.
have to do lighting as well.
Right.
I have a comment about Goodbye Charlie that I think is funny. John Eric St. James, after watching that clip, said, "Forget Marilyn, Debbie sure was hot stuff. Every time she sat down, I bet it left a burn mark."
That's funny.
That's cute.
Hi, John Eric. It's good to have you here. It's so good to hear your name. I can't wait to one day meet John Eric. John Eric, are you in Florida? Am I mistaken about that? I think you are.
Yeah, he is in
Okay.
Florida, I believe. Okay,
We
so
have to
I
make that happen
have the
this year.
floor pieces.
Okay, floor pieces.
Okay,
And while
let's-
we're doing floor pieces, if you guys think of any questions.
Okay, we're going to go to Todd's close-up
So
camera.
these are floor pieces that I'm just signing, or am I going to personalize?
Yeah.
I'll give you the names.
Thank you for every one of you who bought floor pieces. This is also going to be going to the Red Cross for the Fire Relief
gonna need
Fund
a
in Los
Sharpie.
Angeles.
Oh.
And it's being matched, so we really appreciate that.
I hope John paid his mortgage this month because he's about to.
Yes, the auction just closed. The auction's just closed.
The auction's just
Okay,
closed.
so we should announce the winners.
You did? Yay! Okay.
You don't have that book, do you?
And it's signed.
So, and John has to double.
And John has to double it.
You
That's
don't
right.
get the money, though. You don't get the money from him doubling. Whatever you paid for the book, he doubled down.
So,
All right.
Mark Sellen got the signed autograph unsinkable
Congratulations, Mark.
book. And then Frank.
You could say how much.
for 300.
Okay.
And then
Thank you.
Frank Ferruccio for 190 got the
The other
Goodbye
bundle?
Charlie bundle.
Okay.
Very good.
So that means that we got matched
It's
190 on that.
490. So
Yep.
that would be 980.
Plus these
Not
dance
include
floor-
980 that we have for donations
Mm-hmm.
total, plus whatever we do here.
Yes.
So who gets what?
The first name is for Debbie Jackson, Debbie.
Now, so she wants me to personalize it.
I believe so, yes.
let's
On-
make
Let's
sure.
make sure.
I have Ryan on the
Right. I just want to make sure you want me to personalize it
line.
as opposed to just signing it like I have been doing. So I'm perfect.
Yes, Debbie would like it personalized.
All right, so
Okay.
is it DBBI?
Just like your mom, Debbie.
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 Yes.
Debbie.
And I believe that Eileen wants it personalized unless she tells me otherwise here
Otherwise?
in the chat.
Okay, and let's wait for her to do that. And
Terry Meeks, we should hear from you as well if you would like it
okay,
personalized.
so you're gonna hold it up, and it'll get
Close up?
Close up.
Oh, that camera's no longer close. Okay, we'll do
Oh.
Kat's camera, and
you
we'll
want me to
hold it
zoom?
over here.
There it is. And that's for you, Debbie Star
Let's
Jackson.
see if it can. There it goes. I got to block your face to get it to focus. Well, it's not. Do the close-up camera. Let's let him, because that sure is part of the fun is getting the video. Come back to me. Part of the fun is getting the video of me signing it just then, and then being able to see. I'll just stay right here. You're fine.
That's right.
Close-up camera
Kyle,
now.
you had a great idea doing that. People love
Check your
getting
focus.
their
There
videos.
you go. So I said to Debbie, love from Todd. So Todd Fisher is, even though my scribble is my scribble, that's everything. Okay, so that's one. What else you got?
All right, we have another one that is going to Eileen Fetterman.
Do we
who-
know, Ryan, do we know if Eileen wants it personalized? She does?
I haven't heard that she does not. So I would say yes.
Okay.
All right, so two, spell it please.
E-I-
E-I-L-E-E-N.
E-I-L-E-E-N.
And she's one of our ladies from California, and she's okay and safe right now. So,
Yes, we've
so
been
is Cassandra Carroll.
Cassandra Carroll is marked safe. Eileen Fetterman is marked safe.
So,
Kimber Sissons was marked
on
safe.
my
Yes,
camera.
and Kimber in Malibu.
Yes.
so you can see it.
You're good to close
I just signed it to you. Close-up camera is already there. There you go.
There you go, Eileen.
Okay, and third.
Have we heard from Terry Ryan?
This is Cammy,
We
but
have not, but I would sign it to Terry.
Yeah.
All right, spell it.
Terri.
Boom.
is that Terry Dixon?
No, it is Terry. I have the last name here. Meeks. Terry
Oh,
Meeks.
Meeks. Oh, hi, Terry. I thought that was Cammy. So there
Oh, and
you
then
go.
we have another buyer for the dance floor that just came in.
Okay.
So I'll get that.
Okay, so there is
There's Terry.
Terry. I got close-ups there.
That's for you, Terry Meeks. All right. And Liz Cochran has joined us in the house.
So I have a request for both of your signatures on this dance floor piece.
All right,
Okay.
good. I'll leave room for that.
And
All right,
this
so
is to, and I'll spell it because it's, interesting spelling of the name. Dwayne, so Dewayne. And then he wants D-Man, D-M-A-N. It's his nickname.
I know who this is.
Martin, M-A-R-T-I-N. And he would like you to sign it too, Kat.
Okay. And did we miss somebody? Because I feel like we
Let
did.
me give it a look while you do that.
Okay.
And then, of course, he also bought a Knight Rider signed license plate, which we will get signed to him as well.
Oh, you know what? I wish we had one here to show because they're
Would you-
so
could you go and
awesome.
run in the office?
They are so fun.
sign above, or it doesn't matter. I left room over there, but it's okay.
On the small one, under Kat's makeup. So Liz will actually go get that for you, Dwayne, so you can get it signed.
You
here
know
on
what,
camera.
Dwayne? I'll do that one on the air too.
Okay,
So
so
there you go.
close-up camera. She's got a lot of stuff she put on here. Close-up camera. So you got lots of stuff there from Kat and I.
I got to heart him. That's right.
All right,
This is
so the floor pieces.
so we're
So we're
done with
good on
that?
floor
We did
pieces.
4.
Of course, yes. If anybody wants to buy them on the studio store, you have it literally until the
well,
end
but
of
you
the
don't
show.
get the on-camera signing, which
No,
is kind of fun.
but you get the price. You get
That's
the
Still
deal.
get the same price. But the point is that's another 4 times $80, right?
85.
Oh, okay. So I have somebody else actually who's inquiring right now about buying the dance floor piece.
Well,
so
we'll explain, in case you didn't know what it was. This is from the Deborah Reynolds Dance Studio floor out of Studio D. This is just been cut and then laser etched with Debbie Reynolds in the dance studio. Go to the close-up camera. And you can see also it has a serial number. So each one is serialized here. And then we've been signing them. Normally, I just sign them. I don't personalize them. But if you want it personalized while you have me or have Kat,
And that
I'm happy
and the
to do
dance
that for
floor
you.
is very storied. That dance
Right, so
floor.
it's everybody who originally danced on it originally came out of MGM Studios in a rehearsal facility. My mother kept the floor and then repurposed it a few years later at DR Studios. So it sat in storage for a few years till it got into DR Studios. And then it stayed in DR Studios for 50 years.
And then you took the floor out, and we brought it here.
And we've reused quite a bit of it.
And we have used quite a bit of it. Our second theater, the one next door, the stage is that, and the recording studio is that. So
Exactly.
so
And it's kind of cool to think, you know, that Michael Jackson or Fred Astaire, whoever your thing is, or Leslie
Gene
Caron,
Kelly,
you know, that
Sid
Eleanor
Charisse,
Powell.
everybody
My
danced
mother
on
would
that
talk.
floor.
We'd always talking about how that was Eleanor Powell's floor.
Somebody said tonight, and I wish I could remember, but in the chat, someone said, "I wonder whose heel scuffed that floor," because there was a
A
scuff
lot of
on
people-
it.
well, there's
And
a lot of
Yeah,
scuffs.
and it's a really good question. You know, okay. Dwayne, oh, I have to take it out of here. D-Man. So this is what Dwayne bought.
You're going to sign it for him on air.
I'm going to sign it for him right now, and then we will move on to the
we
prizes.
have more dance floors coming in. So
That's right.
Now, don't put this on your car and get in trouble and blame Kat.
Is that not cool? I love this. D-Man.
Beth, make sure that you see the note that Dwayne wants for that.
Okay. So
license
We get
plate.
more?
Yes, I
what
got
is
it.
the note? Where would it
the
be?
note is he would like it.
Okay.
He would like you to say, quote, "Love your kit replica, excuse me."
Okay.
And sign it Dwayne, Dewayne. And I have more whenever you're ready.
Hold on.
Well, we're going to have to add a piece of steel on to cover all
Love
the
your kit replica.
Dewayne, Dewayne. And then his nickname, D-Man, the letter D dash M-A-N. Martin, M-A-R-T-I-N. He said you signed his kit car at the SKA.
I remember you. Yes, I do.
He said thank you so much.
Did you put your name on there after all
I'm
that?
going to.
You're going to get all that and no name.
Well, this is what I do. I leave this and this because if he gets David Hasselhoff's signature, and then God willing he gets William Daniels, who was the voice of Kit's signature. You
So
can
where
go
are
to
you gonna
autograph
go?
shows.
Underneath?
Yeah, so I always sign down here because if you get to go to an autograph show for either one of them, then you'll have something really special there.
I think it's pretty special the way he's got it.
Thank you. And
Now,
I
what
put
are these for?
Those I have names for you.
Okay, so we have 2 more.
Yes, so the first one is going to go to...
You know, the way this is going, we may have
That's
that whole
right.
fire paid for by the end of
Okay,
the show.
Well, that would
D-Man,
be
let me just
wonderful.
give this to you because I'll send you a little clip of this. Congratulations! This is one of my favorite things that I have.
Gimme.
It's a really cool
Close-up
thing.
camera.
Yeah,
All right.
it's so neat. And the show premiered May 1982, and that's what the dates are on the little stickers there. So there you go. All right, I'm going to put that right here so it doesn't
All right, so you want to
Schmear.
sign 2 more?
So yes,
Okay.
so the first one is going to be to our friend Dawn Renta, who just bought
Dawn,
one, and
I'm
she would
so
like
sorry I missed you when you were
DAWN?
here.
DAWN, and she would like you both to sign it if possible.
I love Dawn. I've known Dawn for a long time, right, Ryan? We have been Three Musketeers
Yes,
on many
we
an
love Dawn.
occasion. And Dawn, I hope I get to see you when I am playing
leaving
in
room for you to go
Pennsylvania
here with-
in April. We will be giving that
Just the top.
information out really soon. Where do you? Okay, there you go.
And the second one?
I'm confirming that right now. Sharon Guilford bought it, but it says it's getting shipped to Jason Johns, so I want to be sure who it's going to
Now,
go
this
to.
is an interesting piece of floor. It's really beat up, so it's got some serious use.
So is this one? It's got some good scuffs on it.
Yeah, it's fun when they're marked
So,
up nicely. Go to the close-up camera just for a second. You see how it's got nice little scuff marks right there.
A lot of tap dancing went on there.
Yeah.
So we are going. What we'll do is we'll just have Todd. We'll have you sign that one just for now.
And if we want to
just your
personalize it, we
name.
will. So I'm going to sign this on camera, and I'm going to give you the choice later, close-up, if you want to personalize it.
Yes, because we're not exactly sure who it's going to.
All right,
just yet.
and then
Okay.
here's this one here. When Kat finished it, close-up.
That is Dawn Renta, our good friend.
Okay,
you
so
go.
we're up to date on that, which means that we have actually got.
It's time to give
Actually,
away.
the last one just sold.
Oh,
The
okay,
last one
let's
that we
take
had
a
All right,
look.
so
just
we've
sold.
so what do we got? 7.
We've got right here.
All right, so we
We
did
had 7
7
and we
pieces.
sold
So
out.
we're doing good. We're really doing. I'm so
I'm telling you, the
excited.
entire
It's
fire is
Mary.
going to be paid for by the end of the night.
I wish.
We just have to sell 10,000.
Is it
Read
to
us.
Mary? Is it to Mary Ryan or
To
is
Mary.
it or is it to?
Yep. It
I
looks
think.
like
Personalizing
Well,
it?
that's Cammy Roundtree who bought it, so
Are
I
we
want to make
personalizing?
sure.
Oh.
Give me 1 second. So Cammy Roundtree
Cammy,
bought that one, but
if
we
you
want to
could
make
just
sure
comment.
if she wants it to Cammy or Mary. I want to be sure because I think Cammy might be her nickname.
Why don't you come back to it? Ryan, you stay on that, or somebody stay on
stay
finding
on.
that up. And meanwhile, go on to your giveaway so we can.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right. So we're going to give everything away now. Well, I'm excited about this. I love the wheel. So if you're new here tonight, we are going to go next to the randomizer wheel. If you entered the room tonight and made any kind of comment, then your name was chosen by Ryan, and all of you are on the wheel tonight. If you didn't say anything, how are we supposed to know you're here? You don't go on the wheel, so it's good to make a comment. So Ryan, we had a lot of names on that wheel tonight. We're going to
Yeah,
go ahead
Kyle's
and
going to take over for you, for me there.
Kyle. All right, Kyle, spin that wheel. We're going to give away some prizes now, and your name will be randomly chosen. It's spinning as we speak. And let's see where it lands. In fact, I don't know what, that's the way we're going to go first. All right. LCM. LCM, I have seen you here before. I think you may have even won before. I know your name so well. But I am going to go ahead, LCM. I just don't know if you're a guy or a gal, but, I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it is universal. You have won something that is one of my favorite things ever by Cat Cosmetics, which is my company, and we donated this. This is the travel size of the Miracle Working Muscle Gel. And I will tell you, if you have pain, aches, anything, there is nothing like this. Nothing as powerful that I have found, which is why we have it. And if you have any aching joints or muscles, you're going to be happy, LCM. We just need you to write Ryan. Everybody that wins tonight, please know that you need to claim your prize by writing at catandtoddlive@gmail.com. Everyone who wins tonight, please do that so we can get your address and get this out to you. And you've got to claim it to win it. So there you go. Congratulations, LCM. You are
I believe
officially
you
out of
have
pain.
the-
Here we
I
go.
do. I have the
The
name.
last name.
So that is going to go to Cammy, C-A-M-M-I-E.
Cammy?
No,
Cammy.
C-A-M-M-I-E.
Cammy
Yeah.
with a C. Tammy with a C.
You know what's funny? That's why I thought that it was what Terry was before, because that's Terry Meeks. And is this Cammy Roundtree?
Roundtree,
Yeah.
yes.
Hi, Cammy. It's good to have you here
You want
tonight.
Kat and Todd?
Yes, she would like you both to
Okay,
sign it.
perfect. And then we'll go to the next prize. Okay. Do I have the next prize?
Here.
All right.
And then that one that you also just signed your name, I have it ready to personalize for you.
Well, let
right.
me show that one first.
Okay, Miss Cammie, let's show this one first.
All right, so this is Cammie's piece.
Cammie Roundtree.
Close up.
Who is a dedicated viewer
Oh,
of the
I
show.
know. And she's a great
She's watched
lady.
all of our archived episodes
Oh
from the
my
last
goodness,
3
Cammie.
years.
Okay, now who
There
is
you go.
who is this one?
That one is going to go, quote, to Jason from Carrie's brother Todd.
Okay.
And do I know what the next
Yes.
prize
Jason,
is?
Jason.
Jason, yes.
All right. Can I have the third one as well?
Sure.
There you go. Okay. Got it. All right, so I am going to go ahead and let Todd.
Here's the close up of that.
There you go. And whose is this?
To Jason.
Jason.
From I signed in the middle, Carrie's brother Todd.
There you go, Jason. And thank you, everybody, for everything that you purchased tonight. It's all being matched, and so this is really a great night because all that money will be going to the American Red Cross for the Fire Relief Fund, and that is truly wonderful. Because it makes us all feel like we're doing something for these people going through so much.
And then also Debbie Starr Jackson, which we will do that. Debbie asked if you could sign the dance floor piece for her
Yes,
as well.
I will. Thank you, Debbie,
think
so much. Yes. So I'm going to go back to the prize wheel in a moment, and I will just sign this real quick. And how's everything going there, Debbie Starr Jackson? How is everything going? And I'm signing this, and here you go. I'm going to go up here,
Well,
and then
I'll
we'll go
bring
to
it on the
Todd's.
close-up.
There you go.
Close up.
Close up for Debbie Starr Jackson. All right. Fantastic. Okay, prize number 2 has been chosen, Unbox Life with Lori. Unbox Life with Lori. So I'm going to go to my close-up camera because I never know. There we go. So this is what you have won, Lori. This is Rich Lip Gloss from Cat Cosmetics. I'm going to see if I can get closer to you because then maybe you can see what it looks like. I have it on right there. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful lip gloss. It's our #1 bestseller lip gloss, and it is yours. So Unbox Life with Lori. Make sure that you write Ryan at catandtoddlive@gmail.com and claim your prize. I need your address. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to go on to the third one, the third winner. Kyle is spinning. Did you ever play spin the bottle when you were? Did you guys do that when you were
A
young?
couple of times, but it wasn't my game.
It wasn't your game. What was your game? Well, it was.
I had to kiss.
I love that game.
Listen, I had to kiss Karen McCain in the closet, who had braces, because of spin the bottle, and I'm not sure I'm over it to this day.
I loved that game. Because I'm a kissing fool, and I really did love that game. But I don't remember who I kissed.
Not
or
me.
where.
It landed on the dog when I played it.
Roy Wagner is the next winner.
Oh, that's
Roy
hilarious.
Wagner is the next winner. Roy, you have won the Miracle Muscle Gel, the Miracle
You need to
Working
send him
Muscle
a
Gel.
5-gallon container.
But yes, because I know that you
could
are-
dip your whole
could use
body in
this.
it.
So there you go, Roy. And I don't know if I have your address.
We have his address.
Okay, I know Todd does, but anyway, all right. Congratulations, Roy Wagner. I love that Roy won. Okay, it's spinning right now, and are we on the last one here?
The last 3.
The last 3. Okay.
In the super wheel.
Okay, and now we are going to our next winner, Ms. Chris Clark. Ms. Chris Clark. Do we have the pin here?
I can add the pin in there.
Okay, so Chris Clark, you have won the Debbie Reynolds Carrie Fisher Memorial Program that we had for the public memorial, and it's beautiful. So this is a real. If you would like Todd or anyone to sign it, let us know, Chris Clark. It's beautiful. It's got such a gorgeous picture of Todd and his mom. The last thing that they actually filmed together, actually. And the program, which was amazing. And then on the back, the piece of art.
By the way,
you will
it's-
also be getting a pin. It's a ceramic pin. It is beautiful with this artwork on it. So congratulations, Chris Clark. Make sure you write catandtoddlive@gmail.com and let Ryan know your address. And then the pin will be in here with it as
and
well.
just as a side note,
Yes.
it's Roy's birthday tomorrow.
Oh, it is?
So,
I didn't take a breath, so I'm so glad
okay,
you cut
so
it off.
well, I had to. It's early.
Okay.
But
The-
now let's add
Yeah.
to Roy's winnings. I'll give him because I don't think we gave him a piece of the floor.
Oh.
Gimme.
Well, because
Oh, wait,
Roy,
let me get one
and just
that's
in case
scuffed
you
up
don't
for
know
him.
who Roy Wagner
It's
is,
been danced on.
everybody, he
I'll
is
take
a
that.
Well, that one, it
magnificent.
wasn't scuffed up,
I
but
am
this
giving
one
Roy
has.
his prop,
What,
so
we
I'll
can't-
wait
is
till
this
we
good?
have
Yeah, that one
quiet.
has the dance
Okay,
on it.
Roy.
Okay, there you
so
go.
Roy, this is for you, and I'm gonna sign it. Kat and I are gonna sign it to you right now. This will be part of your birthday winnings besides the muscle gel.
Your birthday tomorrow, Roy. We love you so much. Roy is a magnificent cinematographer and in Hollywood, and also our very dear friend, and I'm so excited that you won, and I miss you. Roy actually made the set look as beautiful as it does, and especially I want to thank you for my good lighting, because, without good lighting, what have you got, right?
Who are you anyway?
Who are you anyway? So thank you, Roy. All right, we have.
Well, I'll show it in a second.
Okay, hold on. Oops, didn't know that pen was open. Here we go.
Do it on the top there. Go up there. All right, don't go on the top.
Yeah, it was too late. You got to be quick with me.
Well, I didn't know you were going to draw on your hand either.
Well, it's as permanent as a tattoo, these Sharpies.
There you go.
All right.
All right, Roy, close-up camera. Here we go. There's your little thing.
Happy birthday, Roy, tomorrow. We love you.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so the next winner is Madeline Moore. Let me just say, it's funny. I think Madeline had an order. She made an order that
And
just
she
came
donated
in.
a nice amount tonight for the
Oh,
cause.
thank you so much, Madeline.
Give, and it'll be given
That's
unto
right.
you.
Madeline, I am going to give you the Debbie Reynolds. This was her favorite. Well, I can't call it a cream because it's got more of a, if she would put it on her face at night, and her skin was gorgeous. I mean, it was beautiful to the very end. And she used this every night. This was the Debbie Reynolds Studio Secrets. So this is actually a collectible. And also, Madeline, I'm going to send you a little something special too. So I'll just leave it at that. Thank you so much for everything, Madeline. We so appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. All right, we have one more spin, then we're going to the super wheel after this. And the super wheel is for all of the people who donated last week. And the people who donated tonight, you will be on the super wheel next week. So Frank Ferruccio.
Well, I don't know that he has that. He might not have that.
He doesn't?
Okay.
Ferruccio.
We just put these on the site.
You have won the Eddie Fisher CD, which has got...
That's not a CD.
No? DVD.
I'm doing this.
Oh, okay. I didn't know there was
Okay.
such a beast.
So this is video performances of Eddie in
Oh.
concert, and he has guests. But it's these are Anytime, Tell Me Why I Need You Now. I don't know some of these other ones so well. Birth of the Blues. That's the one at the Hollywood Bowl with he and Louis Armstrong.
Oh, I
Freaking
love
my
that.
favorite thing. That's my favorite video.
Yes.
It's with Louis Armstrong and my dad
At the
singing
Hollywood
Birth of the
Bowl.
Blues. It's the best. And then Oh My Papa, of course, you have to have that. And Count My Blessings. He's pretty damn good at that,
Yep.
even though he wouldn't know
Hey,
what that
you
meant.
have to give the man
But,
props because
anyway.
he could sing. I mean,
Oh, no, he could sing.
he was incredible.
Listen, I told you, I've said it a million times. Loved him. Charming, fantastic, great friend, pal, father, no clue. Husband, no clue. But as fun, like we could bring him into the scene right here, he'd be freaking a blast. We'd have a fun time. He'd be fooling around and singing. Great person. What do you think Carrie and I got? Whatever the hell we got. My mom and him, obviously not bad Hollywood inbreeding, as Carrie used to say. You know, he brought his set of genes to the table. Fortunately, I missed out on all the narcissism.
Yes.
And or not understanding family. But that was given to me by my mom. So we got a good balance here. You got to give him credit. He picked a good girl, and without him picking her, where am I? So having said that,
Exactly.
all my papa is on here.
So Frank is
and you got it.
excited because he does not have it.
One thing Frank doesn't have on Earth. Now
There
you
it
do.
is. All right. So we're going to go on to the Super Wheel. And before we do, I'd just like to welcome Scott Michaels. Thank you so much for everything, Scott. And if you haven't gone to Dearly Departed Tours on YouTube, he has the greatest channel over there. Dearly Departed Tours with Scott Michaels. And so check it out, like and subscribe. If it's your thing, it sure is mine. I love ya. So here we go. We are going to the Super Wheel now, and there are far less names on the Super Wheel, which is why if you donated last week, your name is on it. If you donated tonight, it will be on it next week. So here we go. It is going to be spun right now. It is spinning, and let's just see who wins tonight's Super Prize Wheel. It is Kathy Hobbs. Kathy Hobbs?
Kathy Hobbs.
I don't think you have ever won the
Is that
Super
true?
Not the Super
Prize.
Wheel.
Yes, Super Wheel. So here we go.
All right. Well, Kathy, what you're getting is a series of Molly Brown photographs. Go close-up camera.
This
we can do
is
better there.
these are movie stills from the
Right. So
actual
this is
movie,
a,
the
this is a
Unsinkable
production
Molly
still
Brown.
from '64, and these are all production stills from the era. You can see this is from the red outfit number, and there are a series of 4 stills.
There you go.
That's the red dress. But what really is impressive of all these is you're getting a signed original VHS tape. Now the reason why it's out, it's never been played ever, but it's out of the plastic because in order to sign it, she had to pull the plastic off. But that is her signature, a clean signature.
So you have a signed
These are from
Debbie
the
Reynolds.
hotel era, by the way.
Wow.
Signed Molly Brown.
I think
And
there's
in
one
addition
more
to
thing.
that, another collectible, not signed, but unopened, unsinkable Molly Brown cassette tape, just as a collectible. And then the postcard from the hotel of her. This is
In the red dress. This is
Ralph,
the-
the
this
Ralph
is-
Cowan
Yep. Painting.
portrait of her as Molly Brown. And you can see on the back it was a postcard from the hotel. So anyway, that's quite a bundle. I would say that is about $150 to $200 value.
At least, yeah.
I mean,
Well,
so pretty
I
cool
am
setup stuff.
really happy for you, Kathy Hobbs. Thank you so much, and thank you to everybody who donated tonight because we just appreciate it.
And
Who bought tonight?
And we have the total of the donations, actually.
We have the total
So,
of the donations
hello, America.
before they're
My
doubled.
name
or-
is Rosie O'Donnell. I am coming to
You
you
dropped so much weight.
do I look all right? We have the numbers here in total from Ryan. So with everything that you guys bought, donated, and the matching from John Haas and Mark's generous
500,
donation as well,
yes.
$500, we have totaled today $2,400 in donations for
the American Red
American
Cross
Red
Fire
Cross.
Relief Fund. Yay!
So, it's you guys.
Oh, thank you so much, everybody. It makes, you know what? It just makes me feel good. And I think it should make all of us feel really good that we could do something because it's been very weird to watch all this news footage and just feel so helpless, because it could happen. Life is funny. It just can turn on a dime for the good or the bad. And so, when we need, then if anything, we would hope that there would be people that feel like we do. And so thank you so much.
But what happened that's important here is that what you can do individually is a good thing, but what we can do as a group
Yep.
is even more powerful. So our little group tonight will make, that's going to affect somebody's world, some group of people. The Red Cross is better equipped to determine what to do than we would be, but that's a substantial amount that we couldn't have done,
Yes.
onesie twosie.
Yeah.
So you now can collectively be part of something that made a much larger impact than if we were just a solo act.
Yep.
So as a group, I love that we have this power that we would not otherwise have had.
Yes, and we love you, and then we appreciate you. And on behalf of Ryan and Kyle and Seth and Todd and me
Charlie.
and Charlie and Liz and Rita.
Oh, and by the way, we
thank you for
people
coming
haven't
tonight.
seen our people haven't seen our Debbie
Oh,
Reynolds sign.
yeah, see this? This is our new Debbie Reynolds sign. And so we're going to, I like it there.
I'm not sure that's where it's going to stay.
But I do like it there.
I didn't know quite what to do with
Yeah.
it.
It gets a little crowded up here, but I love where it is.
Ryan has the thank you getting ready to rock and roll.
Okay, if you donated tonight, don't leave just yet because we have a special scroll always for our donors. And Roy Wagner, thank you for the idea. I love this. And thank you, everybody. We love you madly. And
Here's one thing to say.
what?
Goodbye, Charlie.
Goodbye, Charlie. I love
So
it.
sad to see you go.
And here we go.
Goodbye,
Are we allowed to play
Charlie.
it? Can we do close up on the, can we get that? There you go. I think I like you. Yes, I think I do. I think I like you. We're looking at right now are all of the people who donated tonight. These are the people that we just really appreciate because they help all of the legacy projects that we have. Also the show, and also what we're doing tonight. So we just want to thank everybody again. You all mean the world to us. God bless you. Like a breath of spring, I think I'm learning something strange and new, but well worth learning because I'm learning about you. Like dawning sunshine when a new day is due. I think I like you, and I think you like me too. Do you? Do you? Do you? Hey, I'm Catherine Hick.